Good evening, Simon here, Explosive Action, back for another DVD and Blu-ray update. You can consider this one part 2 after the Blu-ray unboxing video, so let's get into it. So if you haven't checked it out, first go back and check the Blu-ray unboxing video I did very recently. And there are 13 Blu-rays in that I went through and showed, so do check that out because they're not in this video. This video is all the other stuff that's arrived in the last 4 to 6 weeks or so. So let's get into them. We've got a handful of DVDs, bit of a theme going on with these DVDs. So yeah, except for the first one. The first one's the exception to the rule. This one was me taking a punt on something that I knew was going to be grey market. I knew it was, but I thought I'd give it a go because it's such a strange thing to see in existence. The Beastmaster 3 movie collection with an Australian ratings advice on it. So it's definitely grey market. There's no doubt about it. There's no manufacturer. It's got that look on the back from a lot of the kind of discs you would see at markets and that kind of thing. And the UPC code on here, I don't know. None of it is ringing legitimacy to me. But the cover is really good. Someone's put in a bit of effort here in getting the poster art to making a bit of a thing. It all looks kind of nice. Now, importantly, what are the discs like? So you get the first film on a disc, the second and a third, so 3 separate discs. They are silvers. They're not like DVDRs or anything like that. They're real discs. So yeah, we're off to the races so far. And in terms of the prints, because as I said, it's grey market. So the first one here is literally the Anchor Bay DVD, the US Anchor Bay DVD, and slapped onto this disc here. Now these two, the Beastmaster 2 and 3 have never had remastered proper releases. As best as I can tell, there's some German editions that are kind of 4:3 ratio and, just whatever masters were hanging around. These are probably from those or very similar, and they look fine. We'll just go with fine. They're full screen, nothing exciting. They're colourful enough. They don't look like they're from a VHS tape. They look like they're from an old master, probably used for VHS tapes or for cable TV and that kind of thing. They're completely serviceable, and it's a neat little set. But yeah, it's completely not authorized, right? You know, the ratings logo. I don't understand this why they made it Australian, because it was firstly very difficult to find this. The only sellers I could find were international, and you can look on places like Walmart and Barnes and Noble, and they've got this listed as an Australian import, and the whole thing's just head scratching. So this grey market thing has somehow gotten into distributors, but it was hard to find it locally, and I found one eBay seller that had it locally, and I picked it up. So yeah, here we are. Now when I got it originally, it had a photocopied cover, and I kind of just sort of did these ones. I should have known better. Dropped them a line, and they're like, "We're very sorry, sir. We'll send you a real one." And they sent me a real one. So it all worked out. I get the 3 films. I don't need the first one. The first one I got on Vinegar Syndrome's ridiculous set, but I don't know. So that's all the information on this Beastmaster 3 movie collection that I can give you. That if you need parts 2 and 3, they're fine on here, and they're real discs, and you're off to the races. So there you go, Beastmaster. Strange thing. Now, we got a bunch of new image films here. I decided to fill in some gaps with new image. New image being one of the bigger independent 90s American production houses, kind of a spiritual successor to like Canon. Some of the people all knew the same people, like Avi Lerner, I think, kind of was involved in Golan and Globus. And they kicked off in like 89, 90, something like that. But anyway, I've got some releases that I wanted to pick up from them. First up, we got Traitor's Heart. A lot of these things are really cheap. They're all mostly seem to be like UK releases you can get for £1 or £2. I found them locally, so I was happy with that. This one's got Brian Genesee and Kimberly Cates. Pretty strange looking cover. There's the back of it there. Traitor's Heart. Imagine your worst nightmare. Your 8-year-old son goes missing on a family trip in a crowded funfair, and the relief when a stranger delivers him is safe and sound. Who is the stranger that has found your child? Days later, a caller demands to see you, insisting that you served undercover together many years ago, blah, blah, blah. At the meeting, all hell breaks loose. I was waiting for when are the helicopters going to show up? Hell breaks loose when you are ambushed. Who is this caller who is now dead? How could you be involved with anything like this? This is a really poorly written Blurb. As the story unfolds, the mystery deepens. We ask ourselves the question, how could an ordinary middle-class family find themselves catapulted into a web of deceit and betrayal? Whatever. Helicopters, explosions. This is why I'm here. Cheap release, very cheap release, put out by Boulevard. And yeah, full screen, whatever. It's just, yep. There you go. New image. This one, this is even cheaper. Submarines. What a name for a film, right? Submarine. Silent, swift, and deadly. Who's in this one? Jim Davidson, Jodie Bianca Wise, Stephen Ramsey, and Robert Miano are in this film. An angry crowd, that's all capitalized for some reason, swarms around a small prison. Inside, General Sajid Khan stares stoically at his captors, responsible for genocide and the mass murder of 1,000 people. Deposed warlord is being held until trial, except they've written Anil trial. Quality. The guards scramble, but Khan remains calm. Oh, I bet they enjoyed writing that. Got 1 week later, naval headquarters are told there is an explosion, yes, on an Australian cruise ship. There you go. This is the second attack and no one knows who is responsible, although Khan goes missing. Captain Will Hanley discovers that Khan has spent his considerable fortune on a renovated Russian submarine. That's cool, you just go buy a renovated Russian submarine. I'm trying to buy a new car or a used car at the moment. It'd be nice to just buy a Russian sub. Complete with nuclear missiles, which he plans to launch at the city untouched by terrorism. Los Angeles, untouched by terrorism? LA? Really? What year was this made? Anyway. Blah blah blah. Action. Explosive battle. Dangerous reef. Unbearable cost. Whatever, man. It's another new image. This one's directed by David Douglas, whoever he may be. And I've talked about one of these boulevards in the past. I can't remember what it was, but this particular, I think it was this one. Might have been Traders Hub, but I think it was this one. It is beyond cheap, right? You put the disc in, and it starts immediately into the movie. And it's widescreen, but they didn't turn on the 16:9 flag, so everything's squished. So you got to tell your TV to zoom out. And it gets even better. It gets to the end of the movie, credits roll, and there's just a lot of black. It doesn't end. It keeps going. And then after a bit, it's like you get like 5 minutes of the start of the movie playing back again in silence, and then it abruptly cuts off. They did this on one of the other ones I had before, but they even that one was even better because it started with a Panasonic DVD recorder menu screen. Like they've just gotten the master tape from Digibeta or whatever the hell, plugged it into a consumer grade Panasonic DVD recorder, and hit sync, play, and record. Burn it. Like, it's ridiculous. That is the cheapest mastering, but whatever, does the job, it's fine. Submarines. Oh man, new image. This one was a bit of a riot. This is pretty much their first, or if not, first or second film out of New Image. Terminator Woman. Look at that cover. Great stuff. Mikhail Kesey, I'm probably saying that name wrong, but he was in Bloodsport. Jerry Trimble and Karen Shepard there as the Terminator Woman. It's not as cool and exciting as this cover suggests, of course, but it is. It's a bit of fun. I quite enjoyed this one. Mikhail Kesey, I don't know if it's Kesey, is Alex Gatiel. He met Van Damme in Bloodsport. He trained Van Damme in Cyborg. Now he's met his biggest challenge ever. How good's that? Two LA cops, Julie, Karen Shepard, and Jerry Trimble, must return Marsalis to Africa to stand trial as the chief state witness against international villain Alex Gattali. Mikhail Kesey. Gattali, into everything from gold smuggling to female slave trade, hijacks the party. He's a real slimeball in this thing. In a vicious shootout, Julie and Jay overcome Gattali's men. He then has Julie kidnapped from one of the nightclubs. He tries to use Julie as bait to get Jay to hand over Marsalis in exchange for Julie, etc. It's just your usual sort of action with a bit of, drug deals and people smuggling, all that kind of stuff. It was good fun. I had hoped it was a little more explosive, but it was still good fun. Mr. Kesey playing very, very slimy role. And then this one, Gary Daniels territory, Cold Harvest. This one I did have on a multi-pack, and I'm really beyond having multi-packs of disconnected things. I'm good in having a 5-disc multi-pack of all one series. We're fine. But this was with like 3 unrelated films. Only 2 of them were New Image, and just whatever, pissed me off. So, Cold Harvest, Brian Guinness again, and Gary Daniels. 2 years after a comet strikes the Earth, this is a post-apoc, the sun has disappeared from the sky, food supplies are dwindling, population has plummeted, and a deadly disease has run rampant in a dark, lawless world of scavenging and violence. The only hope for the survival of mankind lies within 7 humans called Sources, S-O-U-R-C-S, not tomato sauce, who carry the antibody to the disease. In already lawless world, untold power riches await for whoever to locate and control these sources, or the protection and prosperity of mankind would prevail if these sources, and they keep doing it with inverted commas, were to be saved and nurtured by the only remaining well-meaning individuals on the planet. God, these bios are just terrible today. An all-out war erupts with non-stop action and spectacular special effects. This is a pretty decent one, actually. Good versus evil, blah, blah, blah. It's a good one because this is Isaac Florentine, who's done a lot of the really top-tier New Image and the Scott Adkins early films. Even some recent Scott Adkins films, I think. But yeah, I've always liked that combo. Isaac Florentine, New Image, and particularly with Scott Adkins, but here he is with Gary Daniels and Brian Genesee. Yeah, pretty decent one. Again, just another full screen print. So yeah, Cold Harvest. And the last, this one is a US release. I got this one actually brand new from Amazon, which was kind of surprising to see because it is a 22-year-old DVD, City of Fear. Brand new, shrink wrap, sealed, all that kind of thing. Another Gary Daniels. This is a French-Canadian release because it's got some Au Français written on the front there, so whatever. Canadian release, American release, it's all region one, it doesn't matter. Reporter Steve Roberts acts on a call from his good friend Dr. Charlie Venko, urging him to leave Seattle and report on a hot scientific story in Bulgaria. He ends up in a world of disappearance, death, and deception. It begins with Dr. Venko's suspicious death and funeral, where he meets Alex Campos, a beautiful associate of the Doctor's. Romantic liaison between Alexa and Steve is thwarted by local thugs, military police who are all after the meddlesome Roberts. Roberts discovers what he should not, that the supposed blood research is in fact development of a 100% addictive drug, Blue Mist, of course it is. And that Charlie was in the whole deal with the Russian mob. Roberts and Alexa must find a way out. Their only hope is to find some pretty quick thinking. And best martial arts ever to hit Bulgaria. It's that final sentence that sells me. Yeah, there you go. This is an early 2000s actioner with Gary Daniels. Or at least I think it was maybe it was a 90s release and it's just a later DVD. Not a New Image. This is TVA International Distribution and Bulgarian Business Projects. So there you go. City of Fear, another Gary Daniels. Into the Blu-rays now. We're going to start with 3 I got from JB Hi-Fi. They've been doing some sales, and they did one of my favorite combinations. They did 20% off during a buy 2 get 1 free sale when things have already been reduced. So, and I had a $10 gift card that they sent me because it was my birthday. It just showed up in my inbox, so that was nice. So combined, all 3 of these I paid 18 Australian dollars, which is incredibly cheap. And they're all things I'm just taking a punt on, but friends that I trust have given good reviews too. So The Invisible Man, this one with Elizabeth Moss, I believe highly unrelated to any previous Invisible Man. What's invisible though? Is this font? Jesus, it's blue on black. I can't read a word of it. I can read this description though. Trapped in a violent, controlling relationship with a wealthy scientist, Cecilia Elizabeth Moss escapes in the dead of night and disappears into hiding. When her abusive ex suddenly dies, Cecilia suspects his death was a hoax. As a series of eerie coincidences turn lethal, threatening the lives of those she loves, Cecilia's sanity begins to unravel while she desperately tries to prove she's being haunted by somebody that no one can see. So that's about all I know about it, and this was not a film I was originally going to jump into, but I kept getting like top tier ratings from people that I trust. So that's why I'm here, and because of the price. I mean, when I'm paying $6 for a new release Blu-ray, I am less worried about the outcome. But if you've seen this one, you throw in your 2 cents as well. God, I really can't read in this. I mean, it's a Universal film. It's directed by Lee William, I think it says. It is blue on black. I can't read a word of it. And it's got a bunch of generic bonus features, but there you go. The Invisible Man's Hollywood horror. This one I saw streaming, and I enjoyed, so I picked it up when it was cheap. The Pope's Exorcist. I mean, you've got Russell Crowe with an Italian accent, and you've got Franco Nero as the freaking Pope. It's a winner in my books. I mean, this is the kind of thing that new Exorcist film should have done. Just go for the trashy. Like, it's not trashy like, Jess Franco trashy, but it is Hollywood. Like, it is clearly a B picture that somehow got big. But that's fine. Like, he's running around on a moped. Anyway, the kid in this that plays the possessed person is really, really good. Inspired by the actual files of Father Gabriel Amorth, chief exorcist of the Vatican. Pope's exorcist follows Amorth as he investigates a young boy's terrifying possession, ends up uncovering centuries-old conspiracy the Vatican has been desperately trying to keep hidden. So, it's got your possession stuff in it, your usual, it is you, priest, all that kind of stuff. But then it has, the Vatican covering things up and finding old documents and all that kind of thing. So there's two different things going on at once. And you follow old cantankerous exorcist Crow around, because he really has no love for any of the authority of the church. He's just, I'm an exorcist, leave me alone. But I enjoyed it. I haven't watched it on the disc, I only watched the streaming. But I enjoyed it. And look, $6 I'll add to the collection. I will watch it again. As I said, this kid that played the possessed child was actually really good, and the voiceover, I think, was the guy that does Gollum, I think. It's probably here somewhere, but I cannot read it anyway. But Franco Nero is the freaking Pope. That was good. And this one as well. Again, I knew this came out, and again, I kind of put it to the side because I did not fancy the previous film the director did, which is Baby Driver. This is Last Night in Soho from Edgar Wright, who did the Cornetto trilogy. I mean, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, two of my all-time greatest. But I kind of dropped off his films from there. But I have been told Last Night in Soho is actually really good, and is kind of like a Neo Giallo kind of thing. So that's good to me. Acclaimed director Edgar Wright's psychological thriller Eloise. That's Thomasin McKenzie from Jojo Rabbit and Old. An aspiring fashion designer is mysteriously able to enter the 1960s, where she encounters a dazzling wannabe singer. Sandy. Anya Taylor-Joy from The Queen's Gambit. She was very popular there in that one. But the glamour is not all it appears to be, and the dreams of the past start to crack and splinter into something far darker. Having trouble reading today. So, again, I'm going in with just recommendations from people that I trust and their reviews of the film, saying it was really good. So we shall see. These are my three, big Hollywood kind of things that for $6 each, going to give them a go. Now, the next 5 are incredibly cheapy ones that I wasn't originally going to pick up, but when the prices hit what they were, and the fact that the company that produced them has now shut down, I figured I'd pick them up. So, to the Aussies, this is Mr. Sardonicus, but this labeled Cinema Cult, which was a imprint of Shock. Shock was a company that started doing CDs and records back in 1988. No longer exist. Failed, died, it's gone. They got bought out and then sold, and it just all went to hell. Cinema Cult wrapped up in that. The last release that they put out was Mr. Sardonicus. And seems that's the end of them. Their website's gone. It's just dead. But I picked up 5. Word got around that you could find these Cinema Cult releases, their newish ones they did with the slipcovers. They were trying to compete. So they got their usual grey banner, boring releases, and made nice slips. I mean, they gave it an attempt to compete with companies like Imprint, right? But they don't have the special features. They're just fancy slips. And this was their last release, we think, Mr. Sardonicus, in 2022. Label's now gone. You can pick these up in shops for $3.50. $3.50. So if you want to pick these up, go now. You can still get some online. I ordered one I wanted, Berserk. I ordered that last night online for $3.50 and a couple of bucks shipping. But these ones I found in the store. Mr. Sardonicus, I had this on an old two-pack thing from the States with some unrelated film once. William Castle film. Print is fine. It is in 185:1. And yes, so these things are just, nothing too exciting. Just disc and slip, and that's all they are. $3.50, I say. Desperate to retrieve a winning lottery ticket, a greedy baron unearths his father's corpse. An enormous jackpot is his reward, but not without a price. His face is frozen permanently into a hideous grin. He enlists his fiendish one-eyed servant to help him lift this horrible curse, but their schemes fail. Finally, he turns to a noted neurosurgeon, his wife's former lover, to cure him. This creepy horror classic is based on a novella by screenwriter Ray Russell, brought to life by William Castle, Master of Terror. So nice to have this one on a single release. And it's just in 185:1, has uncompressed stereo audio. That's it. No anything else, which was the thing with Cinema Cult. I mean, their titles were always cheap, but this is $3.50. Super, super cheap. This one I picked up just, again, because this one was cheap. I don't know much about it. The Minds of Mr. Soames. Seems a bit more of a thriller kind of thing, a sci-fi thriller. They're fascinating sci-fi thrillers, says it right here. Prefigures the rise of reality television and modern-day questions of medical ethics as progress of a recently awakened coma victim is nationally televised. John Soames, played by Terence Stamp, has been surgically awakened by the neurosurgeon. Michael Bergen, played by Robert Vaughn, then goes through a rigorous training program to cram 30 years education and experience into a few weeks' time. Will this experiment prove successful, or will Soames' accelerated education neglect the essentials of true maturity? We shall see. This one does have a theatrical trailer on it, so really that's all you need. Don't need all this other fancy business. 1969 film in 178:1, and there's just the inners and uncompressed stereo. So yeah, Minds of Mr. Soames, a Columbia film. I don't know much more than that. This one, when I showed a few people, they said, "Oh, that's a really good one." The Collector. William Wyler's The Collector. You won't dare open your mouth, but you will be searching for her to escape. Screaming for her to escape. I couldn't read. Got the bloody butterflies' antlers over it. Get ready for an electrifying and chilling film experience that lays bare the intimate longings of a man and the woman who has become his captive. Based on the best-selling novel by John Fowles, The Collector tells the story of a quiet London bank clerk, Terence Stamp, whose butterfly collecting hobby takes a sinister twist when he kidnaps a most unusual specimen. A beautiful woman, Samantha Egger. That's it. Oh, hyphen. A beautiful woman. There you go. This film is a classic thriller and features haunting musical score by Maurice Jarre. Again with a theatrical trailer, so that's nice. Has a different cover here. Yep, straightforward, just single disc. 185:1 and in an uncompressed stereo. $3.50. Next one, I watched this one 2 nights ago. Straight Jacket with Joan Crawford. This was good fun. I really enjoyed this. Joan Crawford was typically Joan Crawford. Film legend Joan Crawford gives a terrific performance in this chiller from pioneer horror movie producer William Castle again. Crawford plays Lucy Harbin, a woman who goes berserk when she finds her husband in bed with another woman. With her 3-year-old daughter accidentally witnessing the grisly act, Lucy axes the couple to death. She spends 20 years in a mental institution for the double murder. After she is released, she moves in with her brother Bill, played by Leif Erikson, his wife Emily, Rochelle Hudson, and Carol, Diane Baker, her own daughter who is now 23. Her nightmare is over, or is it? A spate of axe murders start occurring suddenly in the neighborhood. Police think Lucy has reverted to her old ways. The truth is finally revealed in a rousing, blood-chilling finale. So yeah, it's got a bit of a whodunit kind of thing going on. And twists and all that kind of stuff and whatever, but I quite enjoyed it. It is a nice grainy but nice black and white presentation, and it's in 178:1 uncompressed 2.0 sound. So there you go, another one. It's got a nice poster there, so I think this one's actually a bit of a highlight in terms of its presentation. And did I say $3.50? So yeah. And the last one, and I don't like the other cover art in this one, so thankfully slipcover. Bunny Lake is Missing, an Otto Preminger film. Preminger film. There you go. Bunny Lake is Missing. When Anne Lake, Carol Lonely from the Sidon Adventure, goes to pick up 4-year-old Bunny at her new preschool in London. Name a child Bunny. Then when they're 25, they're still called Bunny. Poor kid. She's told that no child by that name is enrolled there. Superintendent Newhouse, played by Laurence Olivier, of Scotland Yard, is assigned to the case. His suspects include Stephen Lake, that's Keir Dalea from 2001, Child's protective uncle, Horatio Wilson, played by Noel Coward from The Italian Job, the Lake's decadent landlord, and Ada Ford. That's Martita Hunt from Anastasia, the school's eccentric ex-head mistress. He soon learns that no one has actually seen the child. There's absolutely no proof that Bunny ever existed, so bit of a thriller. Contains a trailer on this one. And yes, I do not like that artwork. I think that's a bit shite. 107 minutes, 2.35 to 1 on this one, and his audio format is listed as PCM2 again. So yeah, nice and uncompressed audio. That's all you really want. Bunny Lake is missing. I wish that car would have gone missing, but there you go. It's the last one. So $3.50 for these Cinema Cult shock titles. Check the horror section, check the classics sections, and yeah, good price. Right, onto some more fancy titles here. I picked up, and I didn't see any news about these coming, but they just kind of showed up, and I went, oh, that's cool. Night of the Demons 2 and 3 out on Shout Factory. Part 2 has had a blue on Olive Pictures before. They're now defunct. And number 3 has never had that before. It's only have a full screen, I think it was, DVD. So, nice upgrade. I actually went in and watched Part 3 straight away because I hadn't seen that in proper aspect ratio. Man, it's a goofy film. It really is. It plays like a lot of it plays like a kid's film, except of the violence and the sex in it. Like, otherwise you could say this is kind of like watching a creep show or something. But anyway, yeah, nice to have these two. I mean, you know these films. I don't need to say too much about them. You get slipcover, of course, just Shout Factory. Blu-rays, they did the first film again on a 4K, but I could care less. I just wanted to get the blues of these. I haven't done a comparison of my old Olive Pictures of number 2, but every other re-release of any film that I've bought that Olive has done has always been improvement. So I figured, I'll just get the 2. Better art, look, yeah, whatever. Yeah, so number 2, it's Halloween. The teenagers from St. Rita's High School want to party at the neighborhood's haunted house. For years, Hull House has sat in eerie silence. Tales of its haunted past have turned into gory jokes, and no one really believes anything has happened there. However, Angela, played by Amelia Kincaid, the hostess from hell, is summoning her army of teen demons to the blood-curdling contest between the school's priests and herself, the Princess of Darkness. What was intended as an innocent evening of fun and games turns into a hell-raising, life-threatening ordeal. They wanted fun, now they're on the trick-or-treat party of their lives. Has a boatload of features. There's commentaries. There is A Tale of Two Demons. Director Kevin S. Tenney and Brian Trenchard Smith discuss their entries in the Demons trilogy. That could be quite interesting. Trick or Treat Sucker interview with Amelia Kincaid. Red Curls and Screams interview with actor Christy Harris. A Sequel with Guts interview with producer Jeff Jeffrey. Dailies of the Demon, an hour of dailies from the set. That's some pretty raw footage there. Night of the Demons 2 work print with alternate scenes, extended scenes, and deleted scenes. Interesting. And a new behind-the-scenes photo gallery from makeup effects artist Steve Johnson's archives. So that's nice. Part 2. Part 3, actually, as I said, I just watched and it looks quite good. It's Halloween. The gates of Hull House have creaked open once again, and Angela, Amelia Kincaid, is waiting for her treats. A group of rambunctious teens take refuge in the foreboding funeral home to escape law. They soon realise their grave error. Packed with thrills, chills, and bloody spills, Night of the Demons 3 is a party to die for. It was really silly, but there was a brilliant scene in this when it's an incredibly horny film. It's incredibly horny. And one of the horny teens, this ugly chap there, like, he's a really ugly character, after a really stupid incident that involves robbing a convenience store and deaths and injured criminals and all that kind of thing, ends up at the house where she is residing, and gets all sexy with her. He threatens her with a pistol, and she ends up just giving it a blowjob, the gun, and it goes for like a solid 30 seconds, and the climax is her spitting the bullets out. And I thought that was like champagne comedy. That was stand-up and applause material. I thought that was absolutely hysterical. So yeah, it's a goofy one. Audio commentary with Jimmy Kaufman, moderated by film historian Greg Van Abelard. Another commentary, Thirds a Charm, interview with Jimmy Kaufman. One Hell of a Writer, interview with Kevin S. Tenney. Going Up North, interview with producer Jeff Jeffrey. Angela's Up to Her Old Tricks, interview with actor Amelia Kincaid. Alternate Director's Cut. Completely different version of the film with extended cutscenes in standard definition. Interesting. I didn't check that out, but I might do, and much more. So yeah. Otherwise, though, it is the film in 185:1 HD. Looks good, sounds good. There you go. So Night of the Demons 2 and 3 on Blu. I also checked out this new one from Radiance, Scream and Scream Again. Great cast: Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing. But calm down. They play good roles, but they're not the lead roles in their pieces. It is a anthology of 3 concurrent stories, and it keeps flicking between them. So you get 5 minutes of story 1, 5 minutes of story 2, 5 minutes of story 3, and they each progress and they kind of intertwine. And I don't want to give too much away, but pretty weird. There's a guy with his whippersnipper out there right now. He could just go and get stuffed. It was a good but not excellent anthology. I thought I probably would want to watch it a second time because of it's not quite confusing, but it is an odd one in the way it all flows. And one of the stories involves this weird pseudo-Nazi regime that feels like 1984, but somehow it kind of is related to other stories in it. So it's all kind of weird, but it's very British. There you go. You get sort of the OBI strip kind of thing that they do. There's a nice booklet. There you go. The booklet, which you can quickly have a look at. So yeah, lots of stuff in the booklet. This is the special edition, of course. And reversible cover, which is nice. I've seen that art around before. So look, if you're a fan of the film, it looks really good. Sounds really good. It's a good release. But for me, it's the first time watch. And I don't need to watch it again. Not a brilliant anthology, but compared to some of the other ones, it's not as amicus-y or hammery that I was hoping for. Because it's an American international picture, so I guess maybe it's got different influences there. But anyway, Scream and Scream Again. It's still pretty decent. We got 2 from Mondo Macabro, who just did this morning, at the time of recording, their drop for a new Halloween bundle, which had a 4K title in there, which I wasn't too fussed about. But the whole bundle sold out in 15 minutes, which is ridiculous. It was gone at 3 a.m. my time. It's gone. But there is a equivalent bundle coming out on Halloween, so it's fine. Curse of the Dog God, excellent reverse cover on this one. Not so excellent whippersnipper, man. Really love the artwork on this one, but these two I don't know too much about. They're both I believe Japanese, and from a great period of Japanese horror. 1977. A trio of young scientists from the city head out into the countryside to investigate a source of uranium at the base of a sacred mountain. On their way, they carelessly destroy a roadside shrine and run over and kill a dog belonging to a local boy. The boy puts a curse on them and tries to disrupt the wedding when a local girl, Riko, marries one of the trio. Back in the city, the newlyweds are subjected to a string of increasingly disturbing and inexplicable happenings. Riko slowly goes insane. Convinced that her husband has been cursed and that she has been possessed by the spirit of the dog god. An attempt to exorcise her ends in tragedy when she dies during the ceremony. One of the trio of scientists throws himself off a skyscraper. A second member of the group is fatally attacked by a pack of feral dogs, but these terrible events are only the start of the curse of the dog god. This one sounds really good. There are some boobies on the back, so I can't really show that. You get your usual red case disc, reversible cover, and as with these special editions, you get a nice book of essays and things. So there you go. Some nice posters, stuff on the films, director and stuff. So there you go. Nice little booklet there by Tom Mess. And we get new 2K restoration from the film Negative. Interviews, audio commentaries, the booklet. So yeah, and subtitles, of course. What is all the audio is in Japanese audio, English subs, so there's no dub, in 2.35:1. So yeah, that should be an interesting one. I'm keen to check that one out. Poor dog. This one is The Inferno. Another great reverse cover on this one. This one's from '79, directed by Tatsumi Kumashiro. This film begins with Miho and Ryuzo, 2 adulterous lovers, being hunted down by Mahio's husband. Ryuzo is killed when the pregnant Mahio is bludgeoned and left for dead. As she dies, she gives birth to her daughter Aiki, who is thus considered to have been born in hell. 20 years later, Aki, who is the very image of her mother, has become a daredevil racing car driver. Of course she has. She feels that strange forces are trying to kill her. To solve the mystery of her past, she returns to the remote village where her mother died, and to this dysfunctional family that refused to take care of Aki when she was a baby. Her arrival triggers a series of disastrous events as she tries to take revenge for the murder of her mother. Inspired by the famous 1960 film Jigoku. So this is kind of, the sort of remake. Apparently kind of rare. The Inferno shows the hell of that whippersnapper. The hell of Aki's life in this world, but then takes us on an astonishing trip to the beyond. The film visualizes the hideous punishments of bizarre monsters that await unfortunate souls condemned for eternity to the Inferno. And there are some great photos on there, I don't know if you can see them or not, of what that landscape looks like. So, excited for this one. Director Tatsumi Kumashiro was formerly one of the mainstays of Nikatsu Studio. So there you go. There might be some naughty bits in this. 2K restoration from the film negative. Interview with Hishiro Takashi. Interview with Koji Shiriashi. And 24K page booklet, which we should quickly look at. There's the disc. There is the Inferno booklet by Jasper Sharp. Get it out. Go. Oh, nice poster out there. Info on the film. And all kinds of stuff. Very nice. Nice little edition as usual from Mondo Macabro. Reverse cover as well, which you can just go see on their website. But there you go. The Inferno. Very cool. 4 more in this pile. We've got a new one from 88 Films, an upgrade from an old Hong Kong Legends DVD. The Postman Fights Back. Great cover on this one. I do quite like 88 Films, sort of their resident artist for their newer releases. They've had a few over the years, but the current guy's doing good artwork. I really like it. Chow Yun Fat Film. Read from the back. I also like as well that they've decided to do slimline sort of Region A style cases. I think that's quite nice. Shelf space saving. There you go. When Courier Ma, played by Luang Ka-yan, alongside 3 other mismatched allies, is sent on a mission to deliver a secret cargo to a rebel leader, he soon finds himself on a patriotic quest to save the country and himself. Starring Chow Yun Fat, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, this historic Chinese action film by Ronnie Yu, from the legendary Hong Kong studio Golden Harvest, is sure to pack a powerful punch. Very straightforward summary there. It has more features than the summary. It is the slipcase, double-sided fold-out poster, HD presentation of the Hong Kong cut featuring Cantonese mono with English subs. That would be the version to watch. Export cut featuring English in surround and mono with alternate score. Audio commentary with Frank Zheng and director Ronnie Yu on the HK cut. Audio commentary by Frank Zheng on the HK cut. More audio commentaries, archive interviews. That Fat Samurai Guy, fat spelled P-H-A-T, interviews Ronnie Yu. Interesting. An archive interview with Ronnie Yu, Hong Kong trailer, galleries, etc., etc. So this is a nice upgrade. There's the HK poster, which is nice. And disc poster, I will not fold out, but yeah, it's a translucenty grey case. Very nice. Nice. Another nice upgrade. I'm going to have very few Hong Kong Legends DVDs left at this rate. It's actually getting pretty slim, to be honest. Like all the Jackie Chans are gone, and it's just, yeah. Postman Fights Back, nice upgrade. Vinegar Syndrome. I popped this in on their sale. I got a couple of their new releases, and this sale item, I wasn't originally going to buy this because I already had one of the films, and I wasn't too sure. I wasn't too sold on the other one, but look, the price was so cheap. I figured, why not? They still had it, the original fancy edition. Hard Rock Zombies, which is the one I was a bit 50-50 on. I'm like, I don't know, musical horror films not always grab me, but Slaughterhouse Rock, which is musical horror film, but I thought I could, let's give it a go now, because Slaughterhouse Rock, I got the code Red Blue, and that was a film that left me a bit disappointed. It wasn't as exciting as it could be. So combined, it was like, do I really want to upgrade that and get another one that could possibly be a similar kind of thing? However, I am told that this one actually is the star, Hard Rock Zombies, and it is a good film. So there you go. There's the very nice embossed both sides. You get the eyes and the teeth. Nice presentation. So yeah, got reverse cover, Slaughterhouse Rock with Hard Rock Zombies, or you can flip it and it changes the order. We shall read a little bit from the back. With the explosion of heavy metal and new wave music in the 80s, it was inevitable that horror filmmakers would seize the opportunity to combine these popular musical styles with blood and mayhem. They did indeed. Quite a few of these films. Numerous such tie-ins were produced. None were as freaked out and gore-soaked as this foot-stomping duo, presented fully uncensored, newly restored in a 2-disc Blu-ray set. Slaughterhouse Rock. Alex, a college student, being plagued by strange dreams in which a grotesque man commits heinous acts of torture and murder. With the help of his friends, Alex discovers he has an unexplained telepathic link to a notorious killer who once lived on Alcatraz Island, and whose bloodlust extends beyond the grave. Supernatural experiences begin to take on real-life manifestations. Alex and friends sneak into the abandoned prison to put an end to their reign of terror, only to unwittingly walk into a bloodbath. That one sounds kind of fun, actually. But, I have seen it before. It's just, it sounds more fun than it is. But maybe the new restoration, maybe I'll get a better go out of it. It started good, but I remember it just kind of getting all slow at the halfway mark. Dispensing with any sense of narrative logic, Dimitri, that was probably the problem. Logothetis' Slaughterhouse Rock gleefully combines tracks from new wave musical sensations Devo with plentiful gut-busting gore and touches of humour and spooky blah blah blah. Brand new 4K restore from the 35mm OCN, so it'll even look better than Code Red's. Bunch of features. I'm not going to go through all those, but there's a bunch of features. There is then Hard Rock Zombies, which is the one I've not seen. Heavy metal band has been invited to appear in a conservative small town. Oh, what could go wrong? What they don't know is that their hosts are in fact a family of horrific and murderous mutants, whose patriarch is none other than Hitler. Oh man, I should have watched that ages ago. After being swiftly murdered, Cassie, the only non-violent member of this depraved clan, wills the band back to life. Soon, the stuffy townspeople are faced with an unwelcome reckoning as the zombified musicians thrash and mash their way through the community in the name of grisly revenge and love. Wow. Without a doubt, one of the most original zombie films in the history of the genre, Krishna Shah's Hard Rock Zombies is a dazzling blend of horror film and musical. Oh god, you said musical. Well, hopefully it's not terrible musical. Filtered through experimental and art house cinema sensibilities, jam-packed with outrageous song and dance sequences. Oh, Jesus. It's juxtaposed with over-the-top violence and ludicrous plot twists. Hard Rock Zombies comes to Blu-ray for the first time ever. Completely uncut composite version sourced from the only known 35mm elements. That's interesting. And some video inserts. Oh, that is interesting. So I guess it's going to be, sort of a theatrical cut or something in 35mm and maybe extra gore from video inserts. So there must have been some issues there. Newly scanned and restored in 2K from 35mm archival elements. Then a bunch of documentaries and features and things. So yeah, happy to check it out again. This one again, and we'll see how Hard Rock Zombies goes. It has been written to me as being good, but musical and song and dance numbers. Oh, I don't know, guys. I don't know. We will see. This one, holy shit, I don't know what this is. Visitors from Arcana Galaxy. The trailer was like, this looks mental. This looks absolutely mental. This is it a deaf crocodile? Yeah, these guys have been putting out some great stuff. This is, let's just read from the back. 1981. Director Dusan Vukotic. Imagine if Troma Films had been hired to make Sid and Marty Krofft Saturday morning kids show, and you have an idea of the unspeakable strangeness of visitors from the Arcana Galaxy. A gonzo Croatian sci-fi fantasy about a struggling writer, Robert, who dreams up the story of gold-skinned alien androids named Andra, Targo, and Ulu from a distant planet. Incredibly, his fictional alien creations become reality, causing chaos in his relationship with his girlfriend Biba, threatening his small seaside village. The alluring lead robot Andra looks like H.R. Geiger redesigned the the machine from Fritz Lang's Metropolis. Watch for the scene where she pours hot coffee and cream out of her fingertips. Oh god. Sheer jaw-dropping insanity, nothing rivals the Moo Moo monster created for this film by legendary Czech animator Jan Svank Marja. A rubber-suited, multi-tentacled creature that destroys a wedding party, ripping off heads and spouting plumes of toxic green smoke while a blind accordion player blithely plays his squeeze box. Oh, this is a fever dream. Visitors was a rare live-action feature from animator Dusan Vuktovic, best known for his stunning UPA-style cartoon shot during Cow on the Moon, 1959, and the Oscar-winning Substitute, 1961. Long unavailable genre treat has been newly restored by Deaf Crocodile and Zagreb Film for its first ever Blu-ray release. It sounds bonkers, absolutely bonkers. It has got all kinds of features, feature on the restoration, commentary, animated shorts from that director. That will be really good from the time, 50s and 60s, and an essay, which would be this booklet here. I mean, you can definitely see the appearance there. It's very much like Metropolis kind of robot, right? Yeah, essay on film, and disc, and madness. Just madness. I'm looking forward to this one muchly. Go watch the trailer, and if there are still copies, pick it up, because yeah, Visitor from Arcana Galaxy, it just looks bonkers. And the last one in this pile, the Eternal Combat, a very much fantasy looking one here. We'll take it out of this is a VSA title. Take it out so I can read some of it. Alternate cover. And Eternal Combat. This is directed by Thomas Yip. What year is this? 1991. So actually getting quite late. 15th century China, the Master, a Taoist priest, has been destined to fight Japanese Demon King, a vengeful spirit who has the power over the forest. Demon King has fallen in love with a woman named Gigi and forces her to be his bride. As the Master begins his fateful battle with the Demon King, they're unexpectedly thrust into a time vortex, which transports them 500 years into the future to modern-day Hong Kong, wherein they discover Gigi's reincarnation, being terrorized by her vicious ex-boyfriend, Ben. Oh dear, Skillfully blending fantasy and wuxia with touches of horror, Thomas Yip's An Eternal Combat is a thrilling and fast-paced rarity which stars Qingyang Lim, Mr. Vampire, so there's already a win there, Joey Wang from A Chinese Ghost Story, along with legendary character actor Anthony Wong from Ebola Syndrome, just ticking the boxes here, playing the type of deranged psychotic for which he would become famous. Thrilling sword fights, death-defying stunts, along with laser-shooting weaponry, always love that. Black magic. VSA, delighted to present the Blu-ray of this Hong Kong hidden gem in a new restoration. Beautiful. Looking forward to this one. Cantonese language soundtrack with English subtitles, or a Mandarin language dub track. From magic to direction, 9-minute interview. Never before seen career spanning archival interview with Anthony Wong. 12-page booklet. Take a look at that one. There's the disc and reverse cover. And booklet, we get a poster. And booklet, Eternal Combat by John Charles. Some essays and stuff. Anything about the film and the director. Very nice, another good one. I never quite work out what makes Vinegar Syndrome do one as a VSA and one as a regular title, because, yeah. Who knows, I can't work it out. But there you go. In Eternal Combat. Yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. On to the last pile now. We've got some fancy box set kind of things to take a look at. The first one here is the new one from, this was 88, wasn't it? Yeah, Twin Dragons. This is one of those films I thought I had. I thought I had an edition of it. I don't. So I don't know what the hell I was thinking of, but yeah, I have not seen and do not own Twin Dragons. Excellent reverse cover. I like this presentation. Big fat box edition. Let's take a look at the contents, which I've got to get out, which are kind of tight. You get a poster, the reversible poster. Has the J card, which I've sort of squished in there. We'll read from in a second. Big book. Mammoth book in this one. I mean, just this is a huge book. That is a lot of reading there on Jackie Chan in this film. The disc, which I reversed the cover on that one, and there you go, get the custom art behind it. Lobby cards. I mean, this is one of those ridiculous 88 editions where they take out all the stops. We will read from the J card. On holidays in Hong Kong, Mrs. Ma gives birth to identical twins. A criminal in the same hospital attempts to escape, taking one of the twins hostage. The child is lost during confusion. Mr. and Mrs. Ma return to New York with one child. Years later, Ma Yao is a famous conductor and pianist, unaware that his twin brother, Boomer, is a mechanic, race car driver, bodyguard in Hong Kong. When Ma Yuao travels to Hong Kong to give a concert, the twins get caught up in each other's business, about which they are anything but experts. Oh dear, oh dear. So yes, definitely going to be on the comedy side of things, this one. Somehow, yeah, Twin Dragons I've just completely missed in ever seeing. You get the limited edition content, rigid slipcase, we have seen. 4 double-sided collector's postcards. The poster that's double-sided. 80-page booklet, that thing is. An 80-page perfect bound book, including The Twin Effect, How to Double a Dragon by Thorsten Booz, and Twin Dragons, Dual Personas, Jackie Chan's Bridge Between the 80s and 90s by Paul Bramhall. That'll be an interesting one, actually, that connection between his eras of films. Hong Kong cut, 104 minutes, with Cantonese mono, alternate Cantonese mono mix, and Cantonese home video mix with English subs and subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. English dub mono. Dimension Films version, where you can fuck that right off, 89-minute garbage. Never watched the Dimension versions, ever. Audio commentary with Hong Kong China experts Frank Jiang, he's in all these things, and FJ DeSanto on the HK cut. Interview with actors Tang Wei and James Ha. Scene from Japanese version. Taiwanese deleted scenes. Archive EPK Q&A. Archive Jackie Chan interview. Archive behind the scenes footage. Hong Kong trailer. English trailer. Japanese TV spot. UK VHS trailer. English opening closing. And a partridge in a pear tree. That is absolutely outstanding, the amount of things that they've stuffed into this incredibly rigid box, which I now have to restuff. But yeah, this is obviously, you know, the be-all and end-all Golden Harvest film, I believe. And yeah, excited to check this one out. As I said, somehow this one's just kind of escaped me over the years. So there you go, Twin Dragons, Jackie Chan. Next up, this is a used one I got from a buddy of mine who upgraded to the latest and greatest 4K version. I didn't require that. I just wanted a nice Blu-ray set. Local edition of the Psycho Complete Collection. Pardon me, he gave it to me for quite a good price, as he always does. And yeah, 5 Blu-ray, 3 DVD sets, so it's pretty comprehensive. This is Via Vision. Put this out, which is the parent company of Imprint, who a lot of international fans are fans of. But Via Vision do a lot of collections of things, of usually, you know, bigger name franchises, or just unrelated things. They do a lot of TV comedy and stuff like that. But this one's a couple of years old. Psycho Complete Collection, big fat Blu-ray case. You get Psycho, obviously, Psycho 2, Psycho 3, Psycho, the 1998 remake, meh, and Psycho Legacy, which is a bunch of special features. So yeah, let's take a look in here. Psycho 2. Oop. Oh, I'm dropping all the things. Ah! Damn thing come unclipped. And did that on the back there not actually mention Psycho 4? In that brief write up there, they haven't mentioned Psycho 4, but it is well and truly here. Psycho 3, Psycho 4 Blu-rays. Strange that they left that off. Psycho remake. Bates Motel is in here as well. Not even written on the back. We'll go double check that. Psycho Legacy Part 1 and Part 2. They're the DVDs. So, yes, comprehensive. Even more so than what they're actually saying. So, I'll read it again on here. Oh no, it is in the top, but for some reason they've just... okay, I get it. That's actually a poor layout. You get all the things, but then it has discs include a host of special features and then go through all the films. So presumably Psycho 4 and Bates Motel contain no special features, but that's confusing because this is the films and then this is the features. Look, whatever. There is a bunch of features. You get production notes, you get commentaries across them, you get trailers across them, interviews across them, interview with Jeff Fay in the third film, the Psychopath documentary, 30 minutes on the remake one. I presume that's going to go through the history of the films. And then the Psycho Legacy, though, that's where you got deleted scenes and extended interviews, full panel discussion with Perkins, tour of the Bates Motel, Psycho reunion panel, could be good fun, revisiting Psycho 2, shocking Psycho 2 interviews, Psycho memorabilia, Psycho on the web, blah blah blah. It's a neat set, and this is where it can end for me in terms of Psycho. yeah, happy for those that want to buy the Arrow 4K set, but I don't need it. I'm good with this one. Psycho Collection, nice local release for a song. Next up, this one I was always on the fence about, but as I said in my last video, I got a bit of birthday money, and I kind of thought, oh look, this is a good time to get this kind of thing, because I'm bound to like it. The Irwin Allen Master of Disaster Collection. I do like disaster films, and I do like disaster films from the sort of 70s. So I'm bound to like these, and there's a truckload of them here. Disaster Piece Theatre, 7-film collection including both television and theatrical films from director, producer, writer Irwin Allen, the master of disaster film. An overturned cruise liner to a bursting dam to collapsing caves, bridges and more. 7 white-knuckle thrillers presented in 2K scans from Interpositives. Films feature incredible all-star cast: Michael Caine, Paul Newman, Sally Field, Leslie Nielsen, Telly Savalas, Jacqueline Bisset, William Holden, Ernest Borgnine, Shirley Jones, Roddy McDowell. That's a lot of people. Huge roster of supporting screaming actors and actresses. The films are Flood from 76, Fire from 77. I love how simplistic the titles are. Hanging by a Thread, 79. Those ones all appear to be TV films. They're shot full screen. Beyond the Poseidon Adventure, that's in Scope, 1979. When Time Ran Out, also in Scope, 1980. The Night the Bridge Fell Down, great title. That's full screen, perhaps TV again, 1980. And Cave In with an exclamation mark, also full screen, 1983. So, quite a good set of disaster films. I'm really going to enjoy watching these, I just know it. I really enjoy disaster films, particularly this period. So you got Flood, Blu-ray, Fire, Hanging by a Thread, Beyond the Poseidon Adventure, there's Michael Caine, When Time Ran Out, Night the Bridge Fell Down, and Cave In. So nice, all separate discs, and a nice set with really nice artwork. It's a bit of a winner all round, and the price is pretty good, considering what you get here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this one out. We get special features, is just trailers. So there you go. Bunch of trailers and new 2K scans for mix of theatrical and TV disaster films. I'm excited. The Irwin Allen Master of Disaster Collection. Very cool. And the last one, the big box set to end it on. They keep churning these out. They've already got, I think 3 comes out in like 2 days, and part 4's announced. I mean, please guys, calm the hell down. But what a good time it is to be a Shaw Brothers fan. Shaw Brothers Volume 2, Classics. We'll quickly go through this gigantic box. This is another Shout Factory. It's just amazing. Let's go through them. You get Man of Iron, Water Margin. You get Flying Guillotine, Dragon Missile. Some of these have been on 88 films before. Some have only been on DVD. The Bride from Hell, Heroes 2. Lady of Steel, The Brothers 5. Crimson Charm, The Shadow Whip. And Delightful Forest, The Devil's Mirror. I'm not going to go through all these, as this video is already going to be quite long, and my battery light is flashing at me, but yeah, they're all, I believe, they're all single disc films, and not reversible cover, but behind each disc you can get a poster of them. So the front will sort of split them, and then you can take a look at the full poster art behind the disc, which I think is a nice touch. So yeah, and they're all going to have various features. There's commentary on this one. There is trailers. There is interviews, and I imagine that's going to be similar across the board. Yeah, so I'm not going to go through them all, but it's a tidy set, which I will enjoy getting through. I still haven't got through all the first one. Then a third and a fourth, but you know, who would have thought 5 years ago we would have this girth of Blu-rays? We've had 88 films. Start with the Shaw Brothers Blu-ray collection. We had Arrow do 2 of the giant Shaw scopes, and then now Shout, who I would not have expected, are onto their 4th of these releases. They've done the Brave Archer one, and there's another one coming that's also a direct store order as well. So madness. Nice look at them on the back there, and a big hefty box. So yeah, that's about as much as I'm going to go through this box. You can go and check out the titles. And I'm going to go and have a drink and let the battery charge. So there you go. That is this fairly significant DVD and Blu-ray update yet again, to follow on from the Blu-ray unboxing we did not so long ago. So check that out before you watch this. Too late because you're at the end of this one. And also remember, it is I hit 5,000 subscribers, so I am having a 5,000 subscribers contest. Click this link here to work out how to go and enter. It's very simple. It's open until Halloween, October 31st, Australian time. So get your entries in. You can just do a simple comment, or you can do a video response. I'd love to see more video responses. So yeah, you got about 10 days or so to get those in. So hop to it. As for this video, thanks for watching. See you next time.